We are live.
Hey
Hello, and
everybody!
hey there. We've got some folks already. Kit from Sebekekaway, married Weckaway, Reese and Reese's brother, excuse me, Kit's brother, Alan. You have to correct me if I'm saying that wrong. And and I'm sure some other folks will be joining us soon. Howdy, howdy. Good to see you guys. And yeah, I still have our festive stuff up because um, we actually happen to have a coinciding of a Friday and a decade feast. Because decade feast, of course, is the end of an Egyptian week, which is 10 days. And so it doesn't always fall on the same day of the modern week. But
Everybody's working for the weekend.
yeah, well, and um, if we understand this right, now depending on which book you read, they'd say that, well, they only had one day for a weekend, but there are others that suggested, based on looking at the work records, they worked for 7 days, but then they had a 3 day weekend, which I could live with that. I mean, yeah, you're working 2 extra days, but then you get 3 days off. Hey, but the last day of the week was special because that was when you would um, observe offerings for the blessed dead and things like that. And of course, the decade feast, as we understand it now, comes from uh, Ramesside period and later in the temple of Medinet Habu, which is where they would have a decade feast. And Amun from one form, from across the river, would come to visit that temple. And it was, again, the idea of, the union of Ra and Amun with Osiris, and the um, visiting the chthonic deities. So it was on a really, when you think about it, it's on a larger scale than what the average folks were doing, which was to go and honor their loved ones. It's all kind of on a continuum.
But if I understand this right,
Hmm.
the last day of the work week, they did this offering to their loved ones and to the gods. So for 3 days they could just party naked, holler and scream and make fools of themselves for like 3 days straight, right?
Well, uh, that's what the festivals were for, and those would have been longer than that. So
because I'm sitting here thinking, that actually sounds pretty good. I'm gonna make an offering to the gods and my loved ones to please protect me and forgive me, because here it goes, baby. I mean, yeah.
well,
Yeah. Well, it's definitely something that you could look forward to on the OPET.
Yeah, probably the OPET or the Beautiful Feast of the Valley.
Bastapalooza.
Bastapalooza, yes.
Bastapalooza, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I may have stirred up a little bit of stuff because there was somebody who released a video last week, I think. Yamanu was kind enough to share a link with it with me, and we watched it, and I made some comments, and I haven't checked to see if anybody responded, but I had to fact check them on some things.
She shredded this poor dude. He's got a budget and everything, and he's Egyptian, and he's like, shame on him.
Well, you know what? I don't know what his nationality is, but the thing is, he went and he talked to Salima Ikram, and anytime you get a chance to talk to somebody who's a known Egyptologist, that's going to make you look better. Unless you pay attention to what he was asking and then what she was saying, and she, with the answers that she gave, kind of poked holes in the things that he'd been saying up to that point. So, if you pay attention, it's obvious who the smarter person in the room was.
Yeah, she kind of machine gunned him.
Yeah, but
there were definitely a couple of spots in there where he made a couple of things, and she was like, "No." It was like,
yeah. She corrected him very gently. She was a good scholar.
She should have just peddled him.
She has excellent etiquette.
She does. And she's cool, but yeah. So I may have poked somebody.
She may have poked the bear.
Yeah.
She may need lots of super things
like Hawass.
Yeah.
He has all kinds of budget.
Okay, and it's pronounced Alath.
Ah.
Alath or Alath. Soft TH. Alath. Okay. All right. And Daniel and I ate the Antichrist and some other folks. Creature of legend. Howdy, everybody. Well, yeah. Since now that we've finished talking about
Stuff.
well, I guess the dramas that come with commenting on YouTube, something like that.
We'll call them recent events.
Yeah, recent events. Yeah. So let's get ready to party. All right. Just a second here. You okay?
Yeah.
It's kind of like when people crack their knuckles. I see you doing things like that, and I'm like, that doesn't hurt. Yeah, but
I'm not going to do something that's going to hurt me. I'm not into that shit.
Right, but it still just looks really weird. But anyway, to each their own. And the weather's been good, which means we'll probably have a return of these cool waters that are upon my hands. They purify me. It's Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, O Nechiru. We come unto you without falsehood and without evil. Our purity is upon our hands. Our purity is within our hearts. We've cast out all evil that pertains to us. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. We are pure. Well,
I've had that thought myself whenever I was doing it. I was like, oh, the water's cold again.
Yes, the water is cold again.
Yes, it is.
Well, hey, it's actually comfortable enough in here. I could turn the fan off so we won't have to worry about, about it blowing out the candles. But that also means, yes, the cool waters have returned.
Yes, they have.
Oh, and did I mention that everybody's saying we're going to have a hard winter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if they've cooled down over in Egypt.
I just hope they've dried up over there.
Oh, goodness. Well, you know what? We need to include some prayers for Libya because
We sure do.
They had, I think, 8 months worth of rain in one storm, and I think the last I saw, the death toll was up to 6,000.
That's so sad.
Yeah, and what was really crazy was the president of Egypt offered condolences. Didn't say anything about, I'm like sending a bunch of people, to help or anything like
or
that.
Maybe some food.
Right.
Floaty, something.
Well, the thing is, I thought, some rivalries just don't die.
Right.
Because the Libyans and the Egyptians, we read about this in ancient history, although there was I think it was the 25th dynasty that was called the Libyan dynasty, because their ancestry traces back to Libya. But it's one of those things like they've been frenemies for thousands of years, and so at this point we need to keep in mind those historical frenemies, because some things transcend local politics, and we want them to be able to pick up the pieces and recover and be able to withstand things like this in the future. So,
they also had an earthquake in Morocco.
In Morocco, yeah. So a lot of unrest in the natural world. So. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world. To everyone who is tuning in with us now and will be joining us in the future, this eye of Horus comes, and we are purified with it. Receive the light.
Receive the light.
We also honor Sekhmet, who would be enjoying a feast in Esna. And Mafdet has become sort of our this is our candle for the year. So since I put something together for Mafdet, she's kind of our spotlight for the year. But I also noticed when I put the calendar together this year, and like where things fell on Fridays, there were a lot of feasts involving the Holy Family of Abydos. So Osiris, Isis, and Horus. There are a lot of things. They tended to come up a lot this year, so that might be another theme for the year. Is the triad of Abydos. So. I'm going to go with this one. You arise in the Akhetes Capri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You sit in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon earth as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra. Hail and praise unto you, O Osir, Sekhmet, O Yenuchuru, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness, and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at, and cast out his fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us, your strength being within us. So, there we go. Okay. Take these, your cool waters that are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. Oh, Amen, Ra Horketi, O Osa, O Yenachuru. These waters are the eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. We bring you the sweet milk which comes from Mehetoret, that it may rejuvenate you. May it always be present upon your altar on the 10th day feast. And give you incense. Give you incense, great purity. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you. It adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. Oyenachuru, we give to you this eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you. Yep. Take this, your bread on which gods live. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. Some of our tree brownies, as as I think it was sarcastic that called them that.
Yeah.
The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Osir. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine, your water. Okay. And we're going to borrow from the neighbors to make an extra libation for Osiris. Oh, sir, take this, your libation, which is of this land. This libation which produces all things indeed come forth from this, upon which you live, upon which you exist. So I'll just place it right there. So I don't think they've got enough room on the tray itself. Pure is Amun-Ra Horiketi within his house. Pure is Osun within his house. Pure is Sekhmet within her house. Pure and cause of all of these gods, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure. For Amun-Ra Horiketi, for Osir, for Sekhmet, and their needs in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Horaketi. Come to your body, O Osu, O Sekhmet. Come to your bodies, O Yonetru, and come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra Horaketi, before Osu, before Sekhmet. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. O Amun Ra Horaketi, O Osu Kentia Mentiu, O Sekhmet, I of Ra, and your son the Osir Nisu Nebkepra Ra, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these your offerings, and receive them from our hands. And now from the table of the gods to the table of the blessed dead, we light this candle, that it may be the eye of Horus, that lights their way in Duat. And we pour for them these cool waters from the table of Osiris. Their hearts may be refreshed. Horekeru, ta henket, ka kau abdu, senetchermerat, kut nibet nofret webet anket notchering, and kawan aku kunibu, maacheru nibu, hidden natural. A voice offering, bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, and all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these blessed dead, all true of voice before the great God. And now we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly, your Enid has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. And the Enid says unto you, your word is law eternally. Its fat is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we always act with gentility and compassion, for such is the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality, for such is the second Ma'at. May we always respect consent and fidelity, for such is the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness, for such is the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth, for such is the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good, for such is the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance, for such is the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, for such is the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. Okay. Now I'm going to read just a short excerpt of the Litany of Ra, because
It's a litany and it's long.
yes, it is. Well,
Litany was the Egyptian word for long, wasn't it?
yeah. Well, this goes. It goes through 75 different manifestations of Ra. At least from that point that the work was composed. So we're just going to do a little bit of it in English, not in Egyptian. I don't think I have an Egyptian version for that document specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? I tell you what. Rather than that, there is one other one. There's the Litany of Ra, but there is since you mentioned that, there is a shorter one, and it's oh goodness, I've got it in here. So it better be in here. Oh, don't tell me I didn't put that one in there, because there's another one about book of traversing. Here it is. Yes.
No.
Yes. It is. It's called the Litany of Ra in the Duat. It's shorter, but it's the same thing, or the same topic. There's the words of Ra as he enters the body of the Westerner, the foremost of the West, being Osiris. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might cross he within the earth. Lo, I have traversed the bodies, even after having illuminated those in the darkness with my disk. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might cause their limbs to be restored. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even after having passed through the mysteries of Igaret, which is the cavern. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might inflict harm upon my wicked foes. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might destroy the wicked foes of Osiris. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even as the ones within them have praised me. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even while their Baas followed me. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might pass the bodies of the awakened ones. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that my body might illuminate them, and that I might praise their Baas. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might give commands to the foremost of the shore dwellers. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might pass through the mysterious sarcophagus. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even as my forms begat children. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might honor the Baas who rest. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even while the manifestations within me have led me. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that my decay might let their bodies breathe. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might give commands to my twin goddesses. And those are identified with the plumes on his crown. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might pass through the caverns of the west. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even while I rest in the great bark. Lo, I have traversed Duat, having been reborn while I rested in Newt. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might enter into you all, having let their bodies breathe. Lo, I have traversed Duat. Lo, I have traversed you all. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even as my followers rested behind me. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might let the Osiris, this king, Nebuchadnezzar, true of voice, traverse that which is in Duat. So if you can imagine the imagery of Ra passing through the underworld and passing through all of these places and uh, going through all of these stages of transformation himself, but in the process, bringing life to those who are there. And I have entered. I have crossed all of you. So this is passing through everyone that's there, just as he passes over everyone. While he's during the daytime, while he's in the sky. And I have crossed Duat even while my followers rest behind me. So those that are in the underworld, he leaves them behind at the start of the day to return to the cycle again, with the next sunset.
That was beautifully illustrated in what was it? I think it was.
Well, you had the book of Duat first, and then that was the first one, and then it kind of evolved. Then you had the book of caverns, the book of gates, and that particular litany, it's kind of evolved alongside those. And again, I found it because it was shorter. It had been published in an article as opposed to the Litany of Ra, which is like, good luck finding the book. Yes, it is in Richard Reedy's Eternal Egypt, but I wanted to try to find the original source because there's a few things that Reedy's book kind of rendered a little bit differently. And I'm just the kind of person I want to go find, the original. Just because, but that's a shorter version of it, and again, a lot of really really interesting imagery. But if you're familiar with the Book of Duat, then it all makes sense. But and I would like to animate that one day, but I have a lot of things to get taken care of first. So I know we had some prayer requests. Because there's one of our members, Mark Duke, lives up in Canada, and by this time of the year, we're almost on the autumnal equinox, and so for folks that far north, the sun's getting low enough that seasonal affective disorder can kind of become a thing, and so for all our folks that are going to be missing, the extra sunlight, anyway. Pray that Ra let a little extra sunshine into their lives. And of course, Jory had asked for prayers for his family. His mom works very hard to take care of not just him, but also her dad, his grandpa. And, I hope that they can get some help and some resources so they don't have to feel like they're doing all this alone. And if anybody's got any other requests, definitely shoot those up here. Jakish Habi Joachim, prayers this kidney stone passes quickly and with little pain. Yes.
Oh
yes.
my. All my sympathies, man.
I'm convinced that because there was a stela that was dedicated by one of the workers at Daryl Medina, and he describes having he he doesn't say exactly what he did, what he thinks he did in retrospect to offend the gods, but he described and how did he put it? I sat on the bricks like a woman in labor, and then finally, when relief came, it came as a sweet breeze, and I think that sounds like somebody passing a kidney stone.
Yep.
That's really what it sounds like. So, you're not alone. But yes,
When your plumbing becomes a BB gun.
Oh well, may it pass quickly and with little pain, and may you not have the problems that my kid brother had with his.
By the way, if you drink a lot of Gatorade or Powerade or sports drinks like that,
don't.
They've been called kidney stones in a cup by urologists all over the world.
Yeah, you gotta drink more of this stuff. Yeah, because we had to come on to my little brother about that. It's like, no, dude, you got to stop drinking. Drink just H2O, okay?
Yes.
There are a few other things you can drink. There are fruit juices that help clear out kidney stones.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Drink
Pure
mostly water. That is good. Oh, okay. Yeah, and Kickbox prayers of thanks on 25 weeks tomorrow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, congratulations.
Luke, I'd like to request a prayer from my friend Con, who's dealing with a lot of medical issues and needs help. Thanks in advance. Well, you know what? We need to ask Mama Sekhmet to give some folks a hand, because I know there are lots of folks that could use some healing. And Luca's friend certainly is on that list. So, hail Sekhmet the Great, Eye of Ra, who hides him within her iris. Hail Sekhmet, sovereign, mistress of light who moves in brightness. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of darkness, at whose setting the dusk comes. In peace, Sekhmet, mistress of fear, whose seal brings death. Hail unto you, Sekhmet, daughter of Ra, who loves Ma'at, who detests Isfet. Most holy of the gods, one seeks life in you. May you bring life, prosperity, and health to all of those who are suffering and who either call out your name themselves or have someone who loves them that looks unto you. And something else that occurred to me, because and again the underworld texts are really they're fascinating, but they're a little complicated. There's a lot of stuff going on with them. But one of the things that you have is Ra is pictured surrounded by a serpent, and it's a good serpent. It's kind of like in Egypt, the question is, are you a good snake or a bad snake? And the good snake is the Mehen serpent, the encircler. Well, when you see like on Ra or on Sekhmet, you have the sun disk, and it's circled by a cobra, and that is associated with goddesses like Wajit, also with Sekhmet, and they're sort of like the daytime manifestation of the Mehen serpent. That's something that I just thought of this as I was holding her candle. So I wanted to share that little observation as I thought of it. So, that idea of she hides him within her iris and she protects him, and so that's what the Mehen serpent does when he goes into the underworld. So.
And I think we've heard of the Mehen from the game that is a serpent in nature. There's a game with ancient Egyptian where they go around several coils in a circle, and it looks like a serpent called Mehen.
Yeah, well, that's they're drawing from the from that motif, and kudos to them for looking at more than just the weighing of the heart. I kind of feel like when comic book writers and game developers and whatever else they want to use Egyptian motifs, about the farthest they read is um the the judgment in front of Osiris, and so everything's kind of skewed to that when you have so much other imagery and so many other concepts that can be tapped besides that. But Oracle. Okay, yeah, the Mahen game is also fun. Okay.
Yeah, Oracle knew they were going to be here. Don't let them get the big head.
All right. Well, I said, no, it's not modern. It's from Egypt. It's just super rare. Huh. Okay, and Alath says, I would appreciate positive thoughts toward acquiring a job. Well, you know what? I have found that when we ask Osiris for such things, he has kind of a knack for that. So we will humbly ask Osiris, someone who wants to better themselves by, honest work. Would you please give them blessings in that direction? So
Sending lots of good thoughts and love
Yes.
your way, man.
lots of good vibes.
Just remember, the harder you work at finding a job, the better of a job you'll find.
And if this isn't the one, may the right one that's the right fit be close on its heels. Okay. Well, it's time to do our cookies. I'm going to start with one for everyone. So if anyone was tuning in, after the fact and it's not live, this is one for you. And then we'll take requests if there's anyone from Discord that couldn't be here but wanted a fortune. Just let me know. Use the little cookie icon if you can, and we'll see who gets what. So this is our first one. This is for everyone. And I notice it tends to kind of... Bless you.
Uchai.
Yes, praise Shu.
Yeah, bless you.
And this sort of sets a tenor for the week. Hopefully it's a good one. Okay, it says there are plenty of promises and hope floating around you.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's sounds like good news.
I will take that. Thank
yes.
you.
And hey, Allah, hopefully that means good news for you too.
Work hard, man.
Yes.
You got this. Keep going.
There are plenty of promises and hope floating around you. So that's for everyone. All righty. Okay, so starting with Kit Fox and then Seba Kekaway. And then Jake Ishabiyakim. I think I got that right. Okay, and all right. So Oracle, I see you were trying to do the cookie thing and it didn't quite work out, but
He knows what they're saying.
Oh, ha ha ha. Let's start with Kit Fox and then Seba Kekaway. So we'll do the husband-wife duo.
Yeah.
Okay. We need to send you guys some artwork of Talred, because I think that would be something very appropriate. But in the meantime, all right, there we go. Part of the cookie in here. Okay. There is absolutely no substitute for a genuine lack of preparation. Kid Fox, get ready.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no substitute for a genuine lack of preparation.
Yeah, they're telling you, get ready. Start getting ready now.
Yeah.
Pack your bags, gas the car.
Darn, now I'm thinking of that episode of I Love Lucy
Yes.
where and if I don't know if it would be on streaming
YouTube has
service.
everything.
Oh, YouTube. Okay, yeah. But there's an episode of I Love Lucy where she was expecting, and it was like any time now, and so her husband and the in-laws, I think, they're all like trying to rehearse,
All the friends, yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to try and get ready so they could take her to the hospital and all that stuff. And of course, the husband is playing her role, and so he just comes out and says, "The time has come," like it's going to be something simple. Then her water actually breaks, and nothing goes as planned.
Chaos.
So, yes, so
It's the Keystone Cops.
yeah, so
Yeah, it's hilarious, y'all.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
all right, yeah, Seven Away. Oh, you got two. No one is a failure who is enjoying life. That's your first one, Seven Away. No one is a failure who is enjoying life. And now your second one. Big fortunes fall from the sky. Small fortunes come from saving. All right. Let me put these together for you. No one is a failure who is enjoying life. Big fortunes fall from the sky. Small fortunes come from saving.
Okay. Let me help here. One, enjoy yourself. But one of the keys to enjoying yourself is make sure you take the small time to set some things aside and prepare for tomorrow. Because when one doesn't have BS to worry about, like I'm going through right now, you really can enjoy yourself. So while you're young and while you're still breathing, take the time to do the little things that you think you can do tomorrow. No, do them now, because by the time you need them, you won't have time to get them. Do them now.
Well, I'm also going to say, for one, especially that when no one is a failure who is enjoying life, that kind of hit me viscerally too, because, I have been told that, my father thinks I'm wasting my talents. And, don't you just hate it when somebody, tells you something, for someone else, and so they become a proxy, to insult you or to make you feel bad. That's why I don't talk to my brothers. But that really stung. But to say, no one is a failure who's enjoying life. And especially us being, in this little group here, we probably have, more than our fair share of people telling us, oh, what are you doing with your life? Well, you know what? It's our life to do something with. So no one is a failure who's enjoying life. In the meantime, small fortunes come from savings. Hey, we're going to wrinkle our nose at a small fortune? No. So go ahead, start. You got a little one on the way. Start saving for college now. And the big fortunes, hey, that's it. Don't worry about, the lottery. That's something that falls from the sky. You can go ahead and play the lottery if you can, if you want. But in the meantime, start saving up. You've got a little one on the way.
You know what my Aunt Pearl told me? She said a long time ago, whatever you pay for dinner, make sure you put that in your savings account first. She said to me, basically, anytime that you go to do something fun, make sure you put the equivalent in savings and don't touch it.
Yeah. Well, I will say this: we've been plenty of times where we couldn't afford to put anything away for savings. But you know what? Just be smart and try to have a little something left at the end of the paycheck.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, it does.
But that can be another topic for another day. So in the meantime, I think you guys have got some good things going. Just be prepared. Your life's about to be adventurous.
Yeah, there is no manual for this. There are no how-to books, and every other how-to book written on how to raise your kid is wrong. That's your only disclaimer I can give you. Your kid's gonna make sure your experience is like no other.
Yes. Okay, so Jake Ishhavi is next, and then Daniel Rickle. So.
Yeah, what worked on one kid may not work on another.
Okay, so hobby. Wisdom comes from experience. And the overriding sense that I'm getting in addition to that is go out there and do it.
Don't think about it. Do it.
Wisdom comes from experience. So hobby, I think they're telling you go out, try it. Whatever you're thinking about, don't just think about it. Just go ahead and do it. You will learn as you go along. Wisdom comes from experience. So next is Daniel Riffle. Yep, there we go. What's it with the cookies, like the tail edges of them getting broken off inside the cookie? Let's see if I can still read this one now. Infinite patience produces immediate results. Now, what is infinite patience? It's not worrying about when it happens. It'll happen when it happens, and then it'll surprise you.
My bus driver used to say something that I come to appreciate more and more the older I got.
Yes, infinite patience.
You know what it was?
Huh.
Look for me when you see me coming.
Yeah. But infinite patience produces immediate results. Okay, and so Alaf, and then B, and then Threlo, and then Oracle. Yes, Lords have mercy. The gods have a sense of humor. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And yes, Oracle put up the link to the Discord. And Lucas says, I believe as humans, we are here to live and love, and anything beyond that is superfluous. However you choose to live and love is valid.
I agree completely. You may send me $1.
Okay, but yes, Allah and then B. Allah, it's cool that you're tuning in. We're glad to have you here. I know I was smack talking my brother, but thing is, I love both of those trout sniffers more than anybody could say. It's just that, well, little brothers.
Yes, there are them.
Anybody who has little brothers and has wanted to knock them, knock their heads together, knows how I feel. So. But Allah, trust is earned by many deeds. So there you go. Trust is earned by many deeds. So dare I elaborate that to say trust is a habit, and not a habit as in being in a habit of trusting, as you being trustworthy is, bless you, as a habit. I've got a napkin here if you need one. Okay, next is B. B. It is better to show appreciation than to take things for granted.
Yeah, don't be a jerk, man.
Well,
Say thank you for stuff, and wow, that's nice. You know.
well, there may be somebody that really needs that.
Yeah.
So it is better to show appreciation than to take things for granted.
So whatever you do, don't be a jerk, man.
So is meatwad just the theme for your?
I guess that's where I'm at right now.
All right. Okay.
You know, I'm just glad it's not Megatron right now. That would be a little weird.
Megatron's sense of humor would get us flagged on YouTube. Okay, he's just that way. Okay, Thrilo, and then Oracle, and then Married Weapon. Thrilo. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be. There you go, Thrilo. And then Oracle. Okay. And finally correct over the side. There you go, Ori. And it says, finish your works on hand. Don't be greedy.
Okay. You've
Ori?
been put on notice, son.
Ori, they just they just gave it to you. Finish your works on hand. Don't be greedy. Don't
Something tells me that is your only warning.
Yes, it would be well to heed it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Ori, there you go. Okay, now Married Weapowette, and then I ate the Antichrist.
When you ate the Antichrist, what did he taste like?
Well, you know what? They answered that question last week. Said kind of gamey.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, was it wild boar? What was it exactly?
Don't overthink this. Okay. Married Weapowette first. Married Weapowette is tuning in all the way from the United Kingdom. So
We love you. Thank you.
yes, we thank you. We thank you for your insomnia with us.
And please have a spot of tea just for us.
I like chai myself. But... Okay, Married Weapowette. Examine the situation before you act impulsively. Examine the situation before you act impulsively.
Careful with my speed.
Well, the opener of the way is saying, don't. You know, some easy paths may be tempting, but don't take them. Examine the situation before you act impulsively. Okay. And so now I ate the Antichrist. All right. I ate the Antichrist. Believe in your abilities. Confidence will lead you on. And you can do this. After all, you ate the Antichrist. Believe in your abilities. Confidence will lead you on. And especially when we keep that in mind with, there's plenty of promise and hope, uh, floating around you. It's floating around all of us. So for some of us, it's saying, look, there are good things afoot. Don't screw it up. But for others of us, it's there are good things afoot. Don't be shy. Be confident, but not rash. So, okay. And so, I'm in set. And then Serrano, one for you, and then for your oldest. Okay, and Luca is one for my friend Colin. Uh, yes, and B is saying, their message was rather interesting, and they have to sleep on it. By my immediate thought is, Judy would really like that instance I promised him as thanks for helping me with my studies. It's yes, yeah. Okay, so yes, Set and Serrana. Okay. There we go. Set. Wow. Set. There is nothing lost or wasted in this life.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a feeling that's something somebody felt you needed to hear this. There is nothing lost or wasted in this life.
Now, I'm going to say something else.
Hmm.
Do not just hear that and let it pass. There's somebody trying to tell you that so you can hold it close to the chest and it can get you through things. And not just what you're going through now. This is part of that forever armor that we build in life.
Yeah. There's nothing lost or wasted in this life. What was that line from The Crow? The little things aren't so little.
Nothing is trivial.
Yeah. Nothing is trivial. Yeah. Okay, so now for Serrana, and then for her oldest. Okay, we'll start with you, Serrana. There we go. I'm going to crunch up the cookies here to make sure I get the fortune out. Serrana, courtesy costs nothing.
But the dividends are immeasurable.
Well, and especially when you're dealing with a contentious situation, courtesy costs you nothing. It can potentially give you the advantage. So courtesy costs nothing. Now, for your oldest. There we go. So just trying to make sure I can get it out. Alrighty. Step away from the power position for one day.
And who is this for?
This is for Serrano's oldest. I get the sense that, speaking of siblings, I wonder if this is for them to back off. Step away from the power position for one day.
Yeah, because he needs some perspective.
He or she.
They
need some perspective. Yes.
And they may just need time to take care of themselves, but they have to be willing to let go of the reins for a little while.
Yeah.
Who cares if the water hose goes all over the place? Drop it.
Step away from the power position for one day. Okay. And so next we have Luca, and this is for my friend Con. Okay. All right, and for then one from my tie on the Discord, and from Miss Jackal, cookie from Mama Seckman. All right, we'll start with Luca's friend Con.
God.
Well, spelled differently, C-O-N.
I know.
Well, yeah.
I'm being joyous.
Yeah, well, see, I hear I see con spelled like that, and I think like conventions.
Of course.
Or Decepticon. But that's slightly more obscure. There's more than one way to be a con artist. But, for con, there is in the worst of fortunes the best chance of a happy ending.
Don't give up hope, man. Don't give up hope.
Yes.
Don't give up hope.
Yes, again, pair that with our general one. You know, there's plenty of promise and hope floating around you. There is in the worst of fortunes the best chance of a happy ending. So all is not lost. So pass that on to them. Okay, and now for my tie, and then for Miss Jackal. So, sweet. Oh, my ties is playing soccer here. For my tie, there is absolutely no substitute for a genuine lack of preparation.
You want to screw this up? Keep being lazy, dude.
So for my tie, there's absolutely no substitute for a genuine lack of preparation.
You know, my dad used to say something similar to that. Well, not similar, but for those of you who grew up in the 70s and the 80s, there was this little thing called shake and bake. It's shake and bake, and I helped.
All right, it's effed up, and I helped.
Yeah, my dad, it's effed up, and I helped. You know.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had he had lots of colorful expressions. Not all of them are fit for YouTube. I also like to tell someone where the bear went through the buckwheat.
Yes.
Yeah. No idea where that came from. But okay, from Mrs. Jackal, and this is requesting a cookie from Mama Seckman. So. Okay, here we go. Now, this is from Ms. Jackal from Mama Seckman. Fear is interest paid on a debt you may not owe. Fear is interest paid on a debt you may not owe. Or another uh, safe for broadcast expression of your dad's: don't go borrowing trouble.
That's right.
In this case, don't worry about something that may not be yours to worry about. Fear is interest paid on a debt you may not owe. Okay. And Lynx request a cookie. Yes. Yeah, and then Wolf was like, "God," spelled out.
Yeah.
All right, for Lynx. Actually, a kind of a relative, you could say, of Moffdet, because Moffdet is probably a caracal. So kind of in that same family of small cats with the long tufted ears. Okay, so Lynx. Okay. No need to worry. You will always have everything that you need.
Let's not confuse that with everything you want. Everything you need.
Yeah, definitely. So no need to worry. You will always have everything that you need. So.
Now, here's the cool part.
Hmm.
This is the part everybody forgets. The gods are telling you, don't worry, you'll have everything you need. So go ahead and work your ass off for everything you want.
Mm-hmm. Yes, your needs will be taken care of. Just have the wisdom to recognize what's a need and what's a want.
Right.
Because the wants you can still go for, but if those don't come up, don't worry, you're still okay.
You're going to be covered. Work for your wants. Your needs will be there. And when I say wants, that includes goals, dreams, ambitions.
All those good things.
And keep in mind our first fortune
for
everybody tonight.
Yes, there's plenty of promises and hope floating around you.
Y'all, you got to understand, they're sitting there giving y'all the put your foot on the gas and don't let off. Just go.
Yeah. But also, don't let the negativity that tends to swirl around us get to you, because it can make you think that the picture is bleaker than it really is. They're saying, we're here to take care of you. You're ours. When we tune in and we offer our prayers, we're saying, take care of us. We're yours. And they're saying, we hear you. So. So with that in mind, if anyone else has another request, then just put that up there. And Lisa, thank you very much. That's definitely something I needed to hear. That's awesome. Yes, I shared some personal prayers before I set up the broadcast, but if we could get a particular packet in the mail tomorrow, that would be
I need it.
Awesome, most wonderful. Yeah.
Also, I wanted to say to all of you who attend every week, thank you. To all of you who attend as often as you can, thank you. Mm-hmm. To all of you who are attending for the first time, thank you. To those of you that have helped with super thanks and Patreon support, thank you. It goes to everything that we really, really have to keep this thing going. Yeah,
and I need to put some pictures and updates on Patreon. I will be doing that.
And believe me, guys, she's been working on that stuff constantly.
Yeah. Actually, I had him in here voice directing me the other night. So
that's right. I finally get to tell her what to do. No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
Actually, you gave me surprisingly less crap this time. So.
Well, I'm just lulling you into a false sense of security, so I can come back and just really lay it on.
Mm-hmm. We're going to have you recording something one of these times.
Yep.
That will be my payback.
I'm really a nice director, y'all. I am.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to ring our sistrums in the 4 directions because part of the Decade Feast is to cast out evil, and there are deities in the different directions that we address, starting with the south, which is facing the direction of the shrine.
Can we say y'all? Couldn't help it.
Hail unto y'all, Amun and Montu, who safeguard the world from all evil to the south. The evil one is annihilated. The evil one is destroyed. The burning one is burned. Hail unto you, Shu and Tefnut, who safeguard the world from all evil to the north. The evil one is annihilated. The evil one is destroyed. The burning one is burned. Hail unto you, Neat and Wajit, who safeguard the world from all evil to the west. The evil one is annihilated. The evil one is destroyed. The burning one is burned. Hail unto you, Sekhmet and Bastet, who safeguard the world from all evil to the east. The evil one is annihilated. The evil one is destroyed. The burning one is burned.
Wow.
What?
I got some feedback on the mic for that. You might want to ease up on the system a little bit.
Okay, sorry. Well, it's an execration, so
It's working.
yeah. Okay. And now, hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yanu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shenit in Yunu, endures. As the name of Osir, Kentiamentiu, endures. As the name of Aset in Necheru, endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet, endures. As the name of Horus in Pe, endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep, endures. As the name of Jehuti in Kemenu, endures. As the name of Ra in Yakhet endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra Horaketi, O Osir, Sekhmet. You have come in peace, O Yunachuru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra, O Osir, O Sekhmet. May you go forth in peace, O Yunachuru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Menjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. It's funny. Lucas says, I was facing the east for the east bit, and my little black cat Spooky jumped up into my field of vision. Thank you, Best. Oh, yeah, and Best and Sekhmet guarding, against evil in the direction of the east. So there you go.
She was there.
Yep. B says, I have to head out early, sadly. So good night, everyone. Thank you for the live stream and the fellowship as always. Yes.
We love you.
Well, thank you. Hey, we're wrapping up, so you're good. Thank you, guys, and I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend and a good week.
Yes.
We love you, and
Yes,
thanks for being here. And it's funny. I actually had a dream this morning that I went to a like a metaphysical store somewhere, and there were folks that knew me from online that were there and were like really happy to see me. So,
we're all gonna meet.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a big party.
Yes, it's gonna happen eventually.
The biggest thing for me is who do we get to pay for the open bar that's not us?
Well, I don't know. Well, like Mama Chan used to say, somehow, some way.
Yeah.
With that adorable little accent of hers, but she would say, somehow, some way.
Yeah.
And that's us. So somehow, some way, we'll all get together.
Yep.
In the meantime, you guys be safe and well, and we love you.
See you next week.
Yes, and actually, Luca, you got it correct. Darren, you spelled Darren correctly. And he says, thank you, Sherman and Darren. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And as soon as I have the next video up, I'll do the redirect. So the next broadcast will it'll point you to the premiere for that. But that'll be coming up in another week or so. So thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend. Be safe and well. And we will see you next Friday. All right. Good job, everyone.